50 kilometers an hour for one lap. That's going to shuffle him down probably 3 or 4 places at the very least. So bad news for car 21. He can't wait for it all to be spaced out. He can only cross the start-finish line one time before he has to go through to the penalty box. So it's a Wimmer Werk Motorsport. So looking again at that moment that Jamo Hurtling got shuffled down through the pack. Hurtling.
He's up the inside on the way into turn 6. The Mercedes is ahead of the BMW. Left-hander coming up at turn 7 as they continue to run downhill. And that's another place gain then for the Mercedes, up now into 5th place. And then Simon Birch in the Porsche and Johnny Cicotto in the Mustang, also in that queue of cars. And that's what it looks like to have Johnny Cicotto breathing down your neck as they run down.
Looking down, trying to get the thing started, but it looks like it's just lost power. And Simon Connor-Prim had to take avoiding.
And now, how close can he get on the way into the braking zone at Tarzan? He starts to get sucked into the slipstream. The Porsche defends, so he's only got one chance. That's to go around the outside here. Brave stuff from Holsum. If he can stay around the outside, he might eventually get the inside at turn 3, but he can't quite do it. And Simon Birch there positioning the car beautifully to keep the
Audi.
The battle for third is about to kick off.
Monstrous 148.6. Looking again at the change for the lead. Leo Pickler has that gap on the inside. Nico Handke takes a look on the right-hand side, then ducks back to the left-hand side. And Leo Pickler just doesn't have the grip that the Audi has. Oh no, Leo Pickler has the. There's some fairly feisty driving going on this opening lap. The first 2. So Holsum has not been scared by that at all. Leo Pickler, championship leader, now challenging Jonas Karklees. So this will be for 7th place. Nose to tail here on board with Leo Pickler. This was going into turn 3. We could see how close Holsum got to the liquid mode. In fact, doesn't need much of an invitation to get through, and that's exactly what he got. So just shows how when you make a move and it doesn't stick, you leave yourself susceptible to the car behind. Into turn 4, Fetzer has a little look on the outside, but now Max Rice is closing up behind him in the other of the Mustangs. There's Leo Pickler and Tim Zimmerman. They're fighting for 8th place at the moment. So Pickler, once again,
getting straight up to speed by his teammate, Tim Zimmerman, who's had 5-6 years now racing in GT Masters, plenty of experience. He comes through the shot, and you can see that it's much closer than it was before the pit stops between 3rd and 4th, the Audi.
But he's giving it absolutely everything. You can see the picture on the left-hand side of your screen looking at Alexander Schwarzer, just focused, trying to focus on what's ahead, not getting... Ball is into the clutches of Hendrick still. The first 3 have broken clear a little bit of Lachlan Robinson. Emil Heyerdahl, in fact, had a good start. It's got in front of Lachlan Robinson as well. There's a Pro Sport Aston Martin in the mix, so that's Hugo Sasser in there as well. But at the moment, Jan-Philipp Springer retakes the lead, having briefly lost it to Tommy Gore. So what can Tommy Gore do to get back to the lead of this race? So out
sunshiny Red Bull Ring circuit at the moment. Through turn number 1 then, and begin the climb up. This is the longest straight on the circuit, albeit with a kink in the middle, just after this gantry. Here it comes on the left-hand side of your screen. Now you have to turn just a little bit left, but you keep absolutely flat as you continue the climb up to the Remus turn, the right-hander, and continue climbing through that turn as out goes the Audi of Mike David Ortman. He is in the lead. On board with Thierry Vermeulen, and his liveliest race of the year continues a little adventure across the gravel. Doesn't look like any harm has been done, but he will not forget this race in a hurry. He rejoins on turn 13. So the order after the mandatory pit stops, it's still Konsta Lapalainen who leads the way from Dennis Marshall. A great stop from him puts him up into 2nd place. Norbert Seidler, though, in 3rd place.
So he might want to just get past the Aston Martin. He does that. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th place. And there's a car spinning. That's Mesh. So Joel Mesh has got turned around. Also in there, Marit Bergman as well. So the drama has started. There's debris everywhere. This is almost certainly going to bring out, at the very least, a safety car. But that's a real shame. Here comes the safety car for Marit Bergman. And that is Roman Felder-Feldegg exploring the scenery as well. Who's having a little look at the 11th place of Finn Zulauf, just showing his nose on the outside. I think Zulauf would quite like to have a challenge on Jonathan Cicotto, but he knows that if he goes to the outside... Further back, though, the fighting continues. Eduardo Cosateng, Leighton Furry, Simon Birch all together in the background. Jonathan Cecotto as well. This feels like something that could explode at any moment.
But the right-hander that's coming up should favour the South African in the FK Performance BMW. This is what it looks like from Eduardo Constantine's BMW party all together, second, third and fourth in GT3. Here's a replay, Brian. Look at this for commitment as he goes over the curb. A full course yellow. He's starting in 10 seconds time.
Wow, it's like BMW M4 Cup, isn't it? Eduardo Constantine thought he might benefit from that. Right, here we go. Full course, yeah.
BMW hangs on to it. This is the battle for the final spot on the podium. Going through your shot, Nicholas Callas in the Mustang, only 0.1 of a second clear now of Janis Fitcher in his second season of the championship. A race winner at the Red Bull Ring last year and about to pounce. Down the inside he goes all the way into turn 2, and Fitcher is through. So that's up to third place now for the Mercedes. Nicholas Callas looked like he couldn't do a great
because suddenly Zimmermann, having been the attacker, is now the defender. Julian Hanses, lights flashing, suddenly has a sniff of a victory in this race, taking a lower line through turn 3, out up over the hill once again, picking up a slipstream from behind Tim Zimmermann's BMW, allowing Schwarzer just to break clear a little. Now, if Tim Zimmermann makes the challenge on Schwarzer, he may...
Alex Fack behind the wheel, who's the pro of the Pro-Am pairing in that category. But it hasn't quite worked out, has it, with various changes to the balance of performance for the car this weekend?
Yeah, with a circuit that's 677 metres above sea level, the air is thinner. The turbocharged cars normally have an advantage over the naturally aspirated cars with the turbo forcing the air.
Maybe because Fitcher's trying to come back at him to try and get that lap back, and Alex Fack could do without this, but he just about squeezes through on the Schnitzel Mercedes. Had a guest appearance in the Porsche Carrera Cup Italy, even had a guest appearance in the Porsche Supercar on the world stage racing at Monza.
Oh, it's a wild moment there for Simon Birch. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, another Porsche that's been pushed hard, wasn't it? Simon Birch there.
Ahead of them. So Luciana Schneider going deep into the corner, the back end of the car sliding. They're going to run side by side out along the turn 2 up towards turn 3. So the number 10 car with the nose in front, Denny Burnt, looking very strong. We saw them last time out taking a win at the Saxon Ring. That would have given them a real shot in the arm. On the inside, taking the position away. Schneider tries to come back on the outside, but doesn't...
But holding off from going into the pit lane, and Christopher Mies is another one that finds the track conditions all too challenging and spins the number 29 Monteplast by Land Motorsport Audi around. Now this is the fight for P3, and it's Jens Klingmann in the BMW defending from Frank Stippler in the Audi. Frank Stippler to the outside. Boy, you're going to have courage to go around the outside here in these challenges.
Row sitter for Mercedes-AMG Team ZVO, and he's lost it. Those slick tyres have caught him out on the greasy surface, and that was just on the formation lap. You can see he boots the accelerator. The car just swaps ends, makes heavy impact with the fence before they've even taken the green flag. And poor Jan Marszałkowski, he is absolutely distraught.
But the race, the sister car with the Linus Harner at the wheel in 11th place has been given a track limit warning. As we look down at our race leader. Right, we haven't even talked about pit stops yet. In 6 minutes' time, the pit window will open. It will open for 10 minutes. So there's a car going in entirely the wrong direction. That's a Luca Link who's had a bit of a moment. Here we come. It's Benno, Zimmermann, Pickler, Zimmermann to the inside. BMW versus BMW. Remember, the red and black BMW is an older Evo model. And now looking a bit vulnerable to Leo Pickler as well. Pickler has that inside line. He's going to keep that inside line into turn 4 here. It actually just looks to drive away from the BMW. Also following through Simon Connor Prim and...
Yeah, this is a replay. The exit from turn 3, that was there. Birch just pushing a bit too hard and just clipping a wheel over the curbs onto the grass, and the grass is mud because of all the rain that we had during the morning, this morning during qualifying and in the lead up to this race. This is what it looks like to go through that banking at turn 3. That's what it looks like to go a bit too wide on the exit. Big thud as he went over the...
No penalties, further penalties have been issued as we look back at Simon Connor Prim, who ducks to the inside of Sandra Holzem. That takes the pressure off Julian Hanses just for a bit. Holzem still remains in front in that 6th place, but Simon Connor Prim.
The Lamborghini of Simon Connor Prim, half the size of that BMW, almost underneath the radar, underneath the wing mirrors, contact between them. The front right of the Lamborghini taps the...
Side. This is going to be a really important part of the lap as they head towards turn 11, towards the chicane. A good exit out of the chicane and into turn 13. And I think Julian Hanses might be wondering whether he can make a challenge out along the pit straight in just a few moments. So through the chicane they come. This is the critical bit. Hanses has a little look to the inside. Now it's turn 13. It's flat out. And trying to come back at him. So on the outside into turn 4, Holzem just takes that line, the faster line through turn 4. Good exit as well. Fat watching on at the moment, but is lining up to have a go at the Mustang as well.
Yeah, the Fat Porsche is another one that's going to have a shorter pit stop as a Pro-Am pairing. That currently running in 6th place.
For the podium in the championship. So in 2nd place at the moment, having relegated Leighton Fury and Tim Zimmerman yesterday, but with Leighton Fury and Tim Zimmerman in the position that they are in at the moment, courtesy of Leighton Fury, well, to the inside of Alan Valente, so that is 10th place, but it still will see them drop back down to 3rd place in the championship for the drivers. So